Hi, this is Chad from Digital Photo. I'm going to be talking about correcting exposure in this um, short tutorial. Um, so this image is underexposed. It's pretty dark, okay? And there are some pretty simple ways of correcting that in Photoshop. So I'm going to go over those. Then there's also some that are also overexposed, and we will hit that as well. Um, Underexposed, well, both of them can be really bad, under or over, because the trick is if it's just a matter of information, right? So if it's too dark in here and you try to lighten it up and there's no information on it and it comes out as a flat color, you know you have a losing cause, so you can just go, well, I can't lighten that area up, or maybe this is the wrong photograph to deal with. But let's just talk about, here's a manual way to work with, in Photoshop, to deal with underexposed photos. So if we go to Image and Adjustments and to Levels, what this will allow you to do, here's Levels, just pops up right here, and I'm going to kind of put it off to the corner. What we're looking at here is a histogram. This shows how many darks are in the image right here, how many medium tones, and how many light tones. So even just by this histogram, you can see this is a very dark image. And if I were to try darkening it up, it would, it would just drop out. Everything would be basically gone. This is my lightest, my white. So what I'm going to do is move this white slider up to the very tip of this histogram. Right about there. So you can see there's a dramatic difference. I could even move up my midtones to lighten those up a little bit. Now I don't want to overboard right in here, but something kind of reasonable, maybe just like this, just to, and it kind of looks like a dark picture anyway, but here, this is just how you would adjust. Okay, so levels, actually image adjustments, levels is how you get to that. So I'm going to cancel that and I'll show you another way. This is an automated way. I like doing the one by the manual way because you can really stay in control of things. But this one is just like, boom, let's get it done. This is automated. So if I go to image, and so here's auto tone and auto contrast. So I'm going to choose this auto contrast, and Photoshop probably does something very similar to what we did in levels. I don't know exactly what the rules are for using this auto contrast, but whenever I use these automated images or automated preferences in Photoshop, they actually do a really good job. So anyway, two ways of doing it, and let me just Control Z and just show you a third way, adjustments, and this one is levels. So at this brightness contrast I don't recommend, because let me just show it to you. It's only like two sliders. I want it brighter or I want it darker, and then I want to have higher contrast or lower contrast. So you just don't get the control. Now there's an auto here which might be just right, which is kind of what we talked about before. Let me show you the way I was going to, and that is image adjustments, curves. So curves, we get a histogram as well, and I'm gonna just move this off a little bit. So I'm gonna move this slider. So my lightest, again, are right at where that histogram, the light areas start. And you can see it's looking great already. Now, if I wanted to adjust the midtones, I would click on this line, and the thing is called curves, right? But it looks like a straight line. So you can make some custom curves here, and now I would suggest being really subtle and definitely going along this diagonal, but it's okay to kind of play with it, just to get it how you want to, just to put your fingerprints on it and make it yours. Okay, so there's a few ways to adjust underexposure. Overexposure is going to be the same way. However, let's say I get an image like this that is overexposed, and I'll go to levels and I'll try to alter that. Now you can see what's kind of happening. I bring my dark down to where my darks begin, but there's zero information up here. Like, it was shot at such a high shutter. You know, the shutter was open so long and let so much light in, and now it drowned out any type of information in here. So regardless of how we can correct this, you know, we can take it all the way black and there's just not enough information. So this type of image, it would be a scrap because it's just overexposed. Okay, all right, hopefully that helped you figure out a few ways to correct exposure.